My expectation is to achieve a great discussion and agreement on the thorny issues of biodiversity. The future of many communities in the world depends on the progress that the delegations can negotiate in a few days after so many years of discussions.
So you come from a country which has been a very interesting case study by virtue of its development stage, as well as rich forest and other rich biodiversity. Tell us, what is the most pressing biodiversity problem in the part of Brazil you come from?
Brazil, like India, like China, and Congo, is a mega diverse country. Millions of species of everything. Most of these under threat by agribusiness, by mining activity, by sprawling cities. Cities, because of migration, become bigger and bigger and destroy more and more. So the biggest threat in regions is number one, the Amazon, because of the threats which are already there from economic progress, and the Cerrado. Cerrado is a savanna-like region, as big as the Amazon. But the place where agribusiness expand for sugarcane plantations, forest plantations with eucalyptus, and mining, and cow raising, and soya plantations, and so on. So this is a big threat to biodiversity. Why? Because Cerrado is a mega diverse region of Brazil.
So there was a time when it was said that Brazil was losing its forest cover at the highest rate in the world, but over the last one decade, a lot of improvement has been done. Tell us what made the positive change.
The positive was to implement the law together with communities and association of farmers, association with the police, with judiciary, with the environmental satellites, with images. So the coordination of these efforts at the local level was a kind of a miracle. It reduced from 17,000 square kilometers 10 years ago to less than 3. Yet it's still too big, but 5 times less than it was. The effort continues to coordinate at the community level.
So from your experience, tell us something about your experience of having worked in this sector, and what has your contribution been in preserving and restoring the biodiversity of the savanna part of Brazil?
The main thing was writing a book about the Brazilian experience, what communities in Brazil have done and are doing to reduce the threat to biodiversity, to water, and climate change. My book writes what villages, cooperatives, associations of farmers, what they do with their own skills, their own hands, to avoid floods or heat waves or long drought or whatever is effect from climate change, such as migrations of birds or migration of mosquitoes bringing diseases. So communities, they can defend themselves provided they have a little bit help. And this is done by Banco do Brasil, the largest public bank in the country, and its social arm, which is called Fundação Banco do Brasil. So the role of the Fundação is to help communities, cooperatives, associations to provide a better life for the families, for the small rivers basin, for protecting animals, protecting birds and species, with the without the big discussion. They just do it because they have done this for centuries. So just recover this local knowledge, something which is being discussed here at the conference, for instance, how to involve communities. My book describes that. The book is called Water and Climate Change. It was written, of course, in Portuguese, then I translated into English and then to French, and very soon it will come up in Mandarin and Arab language. Why? Because I see that in the tropical region of the planet, countries face the same challenges that we have in Brazil. Long seasons of drought or floods, excessive water or lack of water, and destruction of the small forests, such as savanna. So I share with other countries the possibility to compare how Brazil is doing, how others can do at the community level.